want to thank my parents for everything they've ever done for me. I love you guys. You guys mean the world to me. Thank you so much for allowing me to be at this school. And I just love you guys. Thank you.
I would like to thank my parents, my grandparents, my fiance Shane and his parents, my coach Bridget, and my entire Glenville family for helping me achieve this goal.
First, I'd like to give a shout out to God, the Most High, and my mama, Linda Noel.
I'd like to give a shout out to my parents, Wally and Christy Cutright, for their encouragement and their guidance during my pursuits of passion.
I would like to thank my parents and my family, along with all the friends that I've made at Glenville and the student support services for all the opportunities they offered me.
Oh man, I like to shout out my whole family for real. My dad, my mom, my son, all my sisters and all that. Just thank you for being here along with me on this journey. Getting me through college. I also like to thank God for getting me through a lot of tough hardships I've been through, and just finally getting me here to this point. Also thank you to all my coaches and teachers and staff at Glenville, and I just want to thank the guys for riding this wave with me. We all done now.
Thank you for all my professors and my husband for carrying me along. I know that it's not been easy the entire time, and for all my family that has come out and visited me while I've been away from home. I greatly appreciate you. So, thank you.
Love to give a shout out to my beautiful girlfriend, Becca. Thank you so much for supporting me these past 2 years. You made so many sacrifices to let me continue my dreams. So just thank you so much for being there for me and for always supporting me.
I would like to thank all of my professors and all of staff, including the financial aid office and my family, for helping me along my journey.
So I would like to thank Dr. Bone, Professor Nail, and Professor Stubbs, and Dr. Minton for pushing me through these 5 years and making sure that I felt supported and encouraged.
Specifically, my coaches along the way, specifically Coach Keller, Coach Turner, Coach Hill, especially Coach Ransby. You know, he's always pushed me to be the best variation of myself. My friends along the way, best friends, of course, they've also pushed me to be the best variation of myself. And of course, most importantly, my family and my sisters, you know, they've been the real support cast for me, and without my mom and my sisters, I probably wouldn't be here today. And I love y'all and thank y'all for everything y'all have done for me and in my journey through Glenville State University. Thank y'all.
Good morning. I'm privileged to welcome you to Glenville State University's 2024 Spring Commencement Ceremony. As we prepare to honor our graduates, I ask that you please take a moment to silence your cell phones, tablets, and other devices. Thank you, and now I ask that you stand for the processional.
morning, graduates, families, friends, and guests. I ask that you remain standing as the Glenville State University choirs, under the direction of Sarah Nail, perform our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. You may be seated. The music for our processional this morning was performed by the Glenville State University Concert Band under the direction of Dr. Lloyd Bone. Please join me in expressing appreciation to our talented musicians and their directors. As Chief Faculty Marshal, I am pleased to convene Glenville State University Spring 2024 Commencement. I especially welcome the graduates. I would now like to introduce the Provost of Glenville State University, Dr. Mary Clements.
Thank you, Dr. Lewis. Welcome to Spring 2024 graduates, families, and friends. Those on stage and in the audience have come today to celebrate an achievement that took time, energy, perseverance, and deliberate resourcefulness. We all congratulate you. Now I'm honored to introduce members of the platform party who have come to recognize your achievement. I invite them to please stand when their names are called and to remain standing. Please hold your applause until all have been introduced. Members of the Board of Governors, Ms. Ann Green, Chair. Ms. Alex Leigh King, Vice Chair. Dr. Kathy Butler. Mr. Skip Hackworth. Staff Representative, Ms. Leslie Mason. Student Representative, Mr. Josiah Wade. Today's keynote speaker, Mr. Jim Gissy. Faculty Emerita Honorary, Professor Cheryl McKinney. Chief Faculty Marshal, Dr. David Lewis. And members of the Glenville State University Administration. Vice President for Administration and General Counsel, Rita Helmick. Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Tim Henline. Vice President for Advancement, Mr. David Hutchison. Director of Athletics, Mr. Jesse Skiles. Department Chair for Fine Arts and the Reader of the Graduate Names, Dr. Jason Barr. Chief Student Marshal, Ms. Autumn Tusing. Student Marshal, Ms. Catherine Cooper. And Glenville State University's 26th President, Dr. Mark A. Manchin. Please join me in showing appreciation for these people's contributions. You may be seated. I would like to take an opportunity now to recognize our outstanding faculty and staff. Would all faculty, staff, and emeriti faculty in attendance please stand? These individuals are truly the core of this institution and embody the pioneer spirit by frequently going above and beyond to help our students and the overall campus community. To the Glenville State University faculty and staff, we thank you. You may be seated. We also recognize other special guests joining us today. Special friends of the university, Mr. Ike and Mrs. Sue Morris. Glenville's new mayor, GSU's own, the Honorable Dr. Mark Sarver. Accompanying today is Emerita Professor Honorary, her husband, Professor Emeritus John McKinney. And special thanks to Enos Fox Schofer, our sign language interpreter for today. Today's speaker has a great American success story and is one of our school's most successful alumni. His family has local roots. His father is from Weston and Lewis County and mother from West Union and Doddridge County. He enrolled in this school in the fall of 1975 and took business classes to begin his career and seek his fortune. He left home with only $68 in his pocket at the age of 21 and began a career in sales and entrepreneurship that has led him to a successful career as a real estate investor and to the boardroom of two of Florida's largest private companies, Westgate Resorts and Starboard Cruise Lines. Jim currently serves as the CEO of Westgate Resorts based in Orlando, Florida, the largest privately held vacation ownership company in the United States, where he has been a senior executive for more than 40 years. At Westgate, he helped grow the company from a few $1 million in revenue and only 16 rooms at one resort to more than 14,500 rooms across 22 resorts around the country and more than $1.3 billion in revenue. Last year, in partnership with LVMH, the largest luxury retail company in the world, Jim acquired and became the chairman of the board and largest investor of Starboard Cruise Services, based in Miami, Florida, the world's preeminent cruise retailer with operations on 90 cruise ships and more than $750 million in annual revenue. Outside of those day-to-day activities, Jim has built a collection of businesses and real estate with more than 250 commercial, industrial, and residential properties around the country. Some of those holdings include the most iconic and well-known tourist destinations and restaurants, including the Cocoa Beach Pier, Orlando Helitours, Hog's Breath Saloon in Key West, and Ski Beach in beautiful Leesburg, Florida. In addition to these activities, Jim sits on the board of directors of the Westgate Foundation. In his personal time, Jim is a passionate conservationist and has worked to preserve thousands of acres of his own environmentally sensitive land throughout Florida. We've invited Jim here today to help inspire you with his life story. Like many of you, he comes from humble beginnings, and he likes to tell people that his grandparents, who lived their entire lives here in West Virginia, still had an outhouse until he was in the 10th grade. Jim's story shows that the American dream is still very much alive for anyone who is willing to go out and work for it. It is with great pride that we ask our esteemed alumnus, Jim Gissy, to come up and speak to you today. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Jim Gissy.
Good morning, everybody. You're probably thinking, why am I up here speaking to you? And I'll tell you a little bit how it all happened. I have a distant cousin who's one of the professors here in the health sciences department, Maureen Gildine. Is she here somewhere? Maureen Krause Gildine. Where is she at? She's up there. She's over here. And the Krause, my daddy's grandma was a Krause. So you know how we're all kind of interbred up here in West Virginia, but it's fine with me because the best people in the damn world I've met everywhere is in West Virginia. So let me tell you a little bit about what happened. My dad was born and raised in Weston, and my mom was born and raised in Doddridge County over in West Union. And there was a gentleman that had a house up at the front of the holler where my grandparents lived, and he was a professor over here. His name was Professor Jimmy Henner. I don't know, did any of you guys get lucky enough that he was an accounting professor? And he's not here today because he's got a little infection in his lungs, but he's watching on live stream. And the reason why I thought it was important to mention his name, because I wouldn't be standing on a stage without him. I came up, that's my brother right there taking a picture. I came up here in May of 1975 to visit my grandparents, and I ended up staying. My granddaddy had some cancer at the time, and I would drive into Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And Jimmy Henner said, well, why don't you come on up and take some courses over at Glenville State Teachers College? And that's what it was called back then. And I could drive you to and from. And I thought, wow, that's interesting. And and it was a generous offer. And boy, I was real lucky, because I remember what my grandma her name was Ferry. She used to always say, well, that Jimmy Henner, he's the smartest man in the county. He's a CPA. And just be able to spend time with him, but you'll learn a lot. And so that's how I ended up going to school here. And I enrolled and the only place I was in was that Clark Hall over there, that Clark Business School, and the cafeteria. I'd just go back and forth between the classes. And so I didn't graduate here because I went to Florida and finished junior college down there, and that's all I got. It's AA and AS degree, general business, but it didn't stop me from accomplishing my goals and dreams of what I had as a child. But my connection to West Virginia is my parents. My dad went to West Virginia forestry school up in Morgantown, and when because he wanted to work outside, and so when he graduated, he got a job with a timber company down in South Georgia and North Florida, and that's where I was born, in Georgia. So that's why I have a kind of accent, I was thinking the night before I flew here, I was thinking, what am I? And I said, we always call ourselves hillbillies because that's what my daddy always said we were. But I'm really not a hillbilly because I was born in Georgia, South Georgia. We call ourselves crackers down there. And I was thinking, I guess I'm a crackabilly. So I just started a new word. I'll be a crackabilly. But anyway, so we would come here every year for 2 weeks vacation. And we go back and forth, between our grandparents. So West Virginia blood runs deep in my blood. In fact, I got 6 brothers and sisters, and 5 of them sitting right over there. It runs in their blood too, because they're here to share. And they're all super successful in everything they chose to be too. Some of them are school teachers, some of the media specialists, audiovisual, whatever they got into, they excelled in their field. And that came from our parents, okay? And our parents came from West Virginia. Okay, so it's just something about people from West Virginia. Well, there ain't nobody I love more than my mama and daddy. And they're both passed, but so if I love my mom and daddy more than anybody on the planet Earth, and they both West Virginia, what does that say about West Virginia people, okay? I just have a connection with y'all. Okay, I walked around this place before I was speaking, before I went and rode up, and I was looking at everybody. I said, y'all just like the people I grew up with. Okay, so I feel very comfortable to be here this morning with you, and I'm honored. My active cousin, Maureen, asked me 8 or 10 years ago to do this. I was over at a chicken dinner over in Leading Creek, and I said, I didn't think I was qualified. Like y'all were I was a little nervous, like why y'all want to hear me speak? But I'm very honored to be here now, and I feel like I qualify now. So that's kind of how I got here. So let's talk about you. Because my life, I was 18 years old. And in September of 75, I was 18. In October, I turned 19. So just try to visualize my age when I was here. I'm 67 and a half. I'll be 68 in October. I don't even know where the 49 years went. Your life goes like that. So I'm going to talk to you students now. So I just wanted to give you a little bit of history of how I got here. But let's talk about you, because we're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you, okay, and your future. And what you want out of your life, okay? And how you can get it, okay? And how proud your parents are. Do you realize how lucky you are to be sitting in that seat right now? Because somebody in this audience loves you, okay? A lot of people are born and died on this planet and nobody ever loves them, okay? You have a strong family or you wouldn't be sitting where you are right now. And somebody helped you get there. Now, you did your job. You had to get up and go to school and study and learn even when you didn't feel like it sometimes, okay? And that's the difference in the winners or the losers. That's the difference of people make a difference when they're alive or just exist. You're the people that make the difference. You're the people that are going to change the world, okay? You're the people that are going to build West Virginia. West Virginia needs people like you. You got to go out and get a job. You create a job. You pay taxes. You make money. You buy a house. You go to the grocery store. You put, braces on your kids. You go to the doctor. We need people like you, or we won't have a country. So this is your day, and you should feel very proud. And I know you do have mixed emotions, because I'm sure a lot of you have had the best 4 years of your life here. And that's coming to an end. But you can always come back and visit, because they're always going to be here. I think I heard some 50-year graduating students are going to be up here in a minute. So anyway, I went to my room last night and jotted down some notes, and let me just see what they are. I wanted to give you the 3 books that made the most difference in my life. The 3 books that helped me the most was a book by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich. I would recommend all of you read Think and Grow Rich. It's kind of a book that talks about visualization and setting goals and working and earning it, and how the universe sort of has an energy, an invisible energy. It brings it to you. There's all kind of invisible energies. Magnetism, if I drop this thing, my glasses, gravity's going to pull it to earth. You can't see gravity, okay, but it's there. There's something about visualization. You can't see it, but I tell you right now, if you visualize something and you work hard to get it, somehow God will bring it to you. It's like a law of magnetism. So I would tell you, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Another one is called The Power of Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. I would tell you to get that book. That book's a great book. Now, he ties a lot of it into his religion and Jesus and stuff like that. Now, if you happen to be a Muslim, read the book when it says Jesus, scratch it out and put Muhammad. Or if you're Hindu, put whatever. But it ties in the universe of the force to your, the power of positive thinking. The third one is How to Win Friends, and that was by Norman Vincent Peale. The third one's How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. I thought that was all those 3 books kind of had a lot to do with helping me mentally. I'm going to say, I think the last couple things I don't have a lot of time, but there's a lot of people up here, is when I was flying we landed in Clarksburg, and I thought, well, maybe I could fly over Glenville. So it was kind of like last minute. So I ran up to the cockpit and asked my pilot, I said, John, can you fly over Glenville? And he said, where is it? Because it wasn't on our flight pattern. I said, well, I don't know, but it's south of Clarksburg, kind of southwest, I think, of Clarksburg. He goes, he's looking on his computer. He goes, oh, I found it. And he said, let me call the FAA and see if we can fly there. And so he did it, because you're flying 500 miles an hour, you got to think quick, And then he called back, oh, yeah, we're going to be able to do it. So I texted my cousin, Maureen, to go outside and took a video. And she took a video and she sent it. And you could see the plane, and I heard her saying, it's a great day to be a pioneer on the video. Because I didn't know exactly what I was going to talk to you about when I got up here, but you just kind of figure it out. And so I said, let me see what the word pioneer means. And it says, if you look up the dictionary, a pioneer is a person who is among the first to explore or settle a new country or area. Okay, that's using it as a noun. Well, that's where my relatives came from. Gissy, Crime Buell, all of them came from Europe, right? My people came from Gissy's a French name, but I don't have much French blood in me. Mostly German, Irish, and a little bit of Switzerland and English. They came here and they settled in West Virginia. And flying over in my plane, I was looking down, you could see all them hills, and I thought, man, that's terrible land down. I mean, it's beautiful, but I would have hated to farm it in those days. And so those were pioneers. They came here and settled. So my grandparents who came here in the 1850s, 1860s, and stuff like that, and settled West Virginia when it was all woods, they are pioneers, okay? So that's not what I am, and that's not what you are. You're not really a pioneer because you didn't settle new land. Your great-grandparents was, but not you. But then I looked it up, and it says verb. And it says, develop or be the first to use or apply a new method, area of knowledge or activity. For example, you could say he has pioneered a number of innovative techniques. Think about it. Now, let me read it again, because that's what you are. You're going to use pioneer as a verb. It's you develop or be the first to use or apply a new method, area of knowledge, or activity. He has, or you could say she has, pioneered a number of innovative techniques. Think about that. You are a pioneer. You know why? Because you are going to change the world. I don't care if you're in business. I don't care if you're in healthcare. I don't care what you're doing. I don't care if you're bagging groceries at the grocery store. Anywhere you go, change it. Make it better. Think about how can I make my job. But in the wrong area? Okay, I'm going to wind it down because I'm over my time limit. But there's one last thing I'm going to say. But take that pioneer, look it up in the verb, and you just change whatever your business happens to be. The last thing I want to say is I was so honored to be invited to be a speaker. I wanted to buy a little gift for the school. Now, most of you aren't going to get the benefit as much unless you come back. But what I want, and I remember you go on a cruise ship and you get an ice cream machine, and it's free. And I'd be 10 or 15 of them ice cream cones every time. Chocolate, vanilla, and you get the swirl. So I bought the school an ice cream machine like that. We're going to put, I don't know if they're going to put it in the student union or cafeteria. Then I'm also gave Dr. Manchin a $15,000 check to fund it. You put it in the money market, get 4% interest, that's $600, and then everybody can have free ice cream at Glenville University. And one last thing. You got the best president of a university anywhere in the United States of America. How lucky did you get to get this man? And I say it because I went to his house for dinner Thursday night. And I don't think I've ever met anybody that has impressed me as much as him in that short of a time frame. And when we got done with dinner, I see one of the gentlemen right there that cooked it for us. When we got done with, and I appreciate it. When we got done with dinner, he goes, "You want to walk around the school a little bit?" I said, "Yeah, we'll walk around." And we walked out the front door, and I'm finishing it now, and 3 gentlemen was coming up the hill, students. I saw him not only shake their hand, he gave all 3 of them a hug, and then he said to them, "Hey, you guys hungry? We got some food left over in the kitchen." And then they went in and got some food. And I'm thinking to myself, what president of a university not only shakes your hand, but hugs you and then invites you in the house to get food and your students? And that's what kind of president you got. I left out here thinking to myself, man, I'd follow that man anywhere. Glenville University is lucky to have him as your president. And one other thing, when I was flying in the plane, I looked down at Glenville. And you've seen all them green, like big foothills, and you see Glenville down there in the university sitting up on top of the hill. It's like you're living in heaven. Do you understand? You are isolated from the chaos out there. It is a crazy world out there. And how lucky you are to be at Glenville University with leadership like this. The professors care about you, and there's something about this school. There's a love and happiness. Every single day I walked on. Have a great day. I wish you all a wonderful life, and I'm glad that your life has started the same as mine in Glenville University. Have a wonderful life.
If I was holding this thing, I'd be walking all over the place. You couldn't even find me. So I'm going to put it in here to keep me. By the way, we've already determined the ice cream machine will be in the president's house. And some of you may be able to come over and get some if there's any left after I'm done with it. I love ice cream, and I love little ice cream cones. So, Jim, he mentioned it's great day to be a pioneer, that he was mentioning that. But let me expand a little bit upon that. It's a great day to be a pioneer and listen to somebody who's been so successful in life as Jim Gissy to come back and inspire you all. So let's give him another hand. The highest academic recognition that Glenville State, is this thing on? That is the honorary doctorate. An honorary doctorate is one of the most significant accolades in higher education. The degree serves the dual purpose of recognizing extraordinary individuals and inspiring graduating students. It is awarded to distinguished through merit special recognition for genuine achievement and distinction compatible with the Green. I am pleased and privileged to present the candidate for this honor, Doctor of Public Service. Mr. Jim Gissy, will you stand and be recognized? I invite Board Representative Green to escort me forward, and we a degree that would make the gods on Mount Olympus hang their shame for being so inferior. Oh, right here. Okay, I'll just stand there. Let's give him a hand to the new Doctor of Public Service, Mr. Jim Gissy. I also want to continue by the authority vested in me. Jim's, just stay there. I'm not done talking. By the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of Glenville State University in the state of West Virginia, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Public Service, honoris causa, which is Latin for, I'm not 100% sure. Congratulations, Dr. Gissy.
Thank you so much.
This year, by recommendation of the faculty, the board has acted to award emeritus standing to a highly regarded retiring faculty member. Emeritus standing acknowledges the value of an accumulated record of teaching, scholarship, community service, and leadership within the community and the university. This year, we honor a distinguished member of our community whose contributions to Glenville State University are noted in the program and would take the rest of our day to go over because she's truly fantastic. I ask President Manchin and the Board Representative Green to please escort Professor of Business Cheryl McKinney forward. Professor McKinney, with this recognition, we honor your dedication to superb teaching and caring concern for your students. You have distinguished yourself as a leader through your service on numerous on and off-campus committees and boards, as a truly superb teacher, and as a master accountant. You have been an excellent representative for Glenville State and the Department of Business. Professor McKinney, thank you for your outstanding service to Glenville State University and its students. Congratulations, President Emerita McKinney. We will miss you so very much.
In keeping with the tradition, we present the Faculty Award of Excellence at Commencement. The annual award recognizes a faculty member who has demonstrated a deep commitment to student learning. This year's recipient has been selected on the testimonies of students and colleagues who benefit from the recipient's dedication to our fine institution. One student noted that the recipient is very genuine, kind, and compassionate. The recipient's email or office door is always open to talk and help, even when the professor is so incredibly busy. Another student conveyed how this professor makes class fun and quoted that the professor makes my brain often light up like a light bulb. An additional student expressed that the recipient is attentive and overall a professor that cares about the well-being of students. The student quoted that being an international student, I had very different problems than a regular student. This professor was more than willing to help me with anything. I am pleased to announce this year's recipient, Dr. Amanda Chapman, is this year's Faculty Award of Excellence. To Professor Chapman, please join me to receive this award. Congratulations, Amanda. Glenville State students connect with the institution upon enrollment. The connection is strengthened as they move through the curriculum and secured upon graduation. Our graduates will always be connected to Glenville State. To recognize a lifelong relationship and to celebrate our alumni's achievements, the class of 1974 joins us today, right here. I have a little special interest in this because this would have been my class 50 years ago. Just seems like only yesterday. You know, I had the opportunity to speak with all of them. They were up at the president's house for a luncheon. They had the opportunity to speak. So we all agreed that for at least a day, for a fleeting moment, we will be young again. We will be 20 years old. We will run around the campus. We will have so much fun like we did back in 1974. And then we woke up this morning. I'm going to give you a little history lesson. The class of 1974 may recall that D. Banks Wilburn was president here at Glenville State. U.S. President Richard Nixon announced his resignation. A Ford Pinto, it was a car, cost $2,527. That's a brand new car. And you could fill it up for 53 cents a gallon. Y'all remember we got $1 worth? I remember getting $1 worth, and that would almost fill up the car. On the radio, we might have listened to hits like The Way We Were, Benny and the Jets. I want you to help me here. The locomotion. Everybody's doing a damn new dance now. Come on, baby, do the locomotion. That's enough. And Beach Baby, Beach Baby. Between classes, they probably watched Happy Days, Good Times, or Gunsmoke. You could make breakfast on the cheap in 1974. A dozen eggs were 78 cents. A loaf of bread was 35 cents. And bacon was $1.32 per pound. They may have watched on closed circuit television or heard the news that Muhammad Ali, which used to be known as Cassius Clay, beat defending champion George Foreman to reclaim the World Heavyweight Boxing Championship. And while all these things were happening, the men and women in the gold robes seated in the front row were students here at Glenville State. And as I reflect upon those days, I remember going to dances. We were talking the other night. We all went to dances. And we slow dance. For those who don't know what a slow dance is, that's where you dance close to each other, which for me was fun. My kids don't know what slow dancing is. The individuals we honor today, they support us with gifts and services. Today, I present each of them with a medallion signifying their fidelity to Glenville State, then, and now, and in the future. I invite, and I want all you young men and women to give these beautiful 1974 graduates a big hand to come forward to receive your medallions. So, I think Jason Barr will be reading your names.
Pam Sumter Kane. Robin White Cheney. Deborah Davis Frederick. Catherine Reveal Connor. Celia McCoy. Mary Chatton Klein Greer. Vicky Smith Hamill. Clark Green. Jeffrey Jackson.
Will you all please join turning 50-year graduates? This year was special in that we welcomed a number of students from another college. We are proud of all of our pioneers graduating today, but we would like to take a special moment those who began their careers as battlers, which would be Alderson Broaddus. Would all of the graduates who are former students of Alderson Broaddus University please stand? Let's give him a big hand. And I want to take a brief moment to thank our provost, Dr. Clemens, and all of the professors and everybody. It wasn't an easy. We had to assimilate them in to get everybody in and then get them graduated and get them on with life. So I want to thank you for the job you did in working with these students and all of you for making this day possible for the Alderson Broaddus University students. The Student Pioneer of the Year Award is presented to a student who, by virtue of personal determination, creative thinking, and intellectual rigor, is distinguished among peers, who has set a high standard for the entire university community. This year, we had several candidates, but only one was selected. So I'm going to invite this young lady up to the podium. Miss Haley Lowe, will you come forward? Haley is particularly special to me because she is from Webster County. That's where I first started years and years ago to be superintendent.
Public speaking 101 definitely didn't prepare me for this, and imagining everyone in their underwear is definitely not helpful. Sorry, Professor Walborn. I first want to say congratulations to the class of spring 2024. I hope wherever your future leads you, it brings you so much happiness in whatever that may be. Remember, you of Glenville for giving me so many opportunities in my collegiate career. From student organizations, being a cheerleader, a student worker, and an honors student, I have enjoyed my time at my home away from home, and it's all because of you. I would like to thank all faculty, specifically the social science department. Dr. Enzer, Walborn, McMunn, and Living, thank you for being such amazing professors. I would also like to thank Dr. Chapman for being an amazing honors director. I would also like to thank all staff, especially the financial aid office. Stephanie, Amanda, Laura, Mary, and Sherry, thank you guys for everything that you do for me and other students. It doesn't go underappreciated. I will miss you. I would also like to thank my family. To my soon-to-be husband and in-laws, thank you for always supporting me. To my little brother and little sister, role model for you both. To your strong attitude, Papa would be so proud. To my dad, thank you for giving me your strong work ethic and for working always so hard so I could achieve my dreams. I love you guys. My speech might have not been very long nor motivational, but I hope to leave you with 3 things as I end my speech. Once a pioneer, always a pioneer. What happens in G Vegas stays in G Vegas. And may the 4th be with you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Haley. Now we arrive at the highlight and the real reason for this ceremony. The Academic Affairs Office is responsible for the academic quality of the programs and courses at Glenville State University. I invite the degree candidates to please stand. Members of the Board of Governors, President Manchin, faculty, and guests, I am privileged to present to you the Glenville State University graduates of Spring 2024 and certify that they have completed all requirements for their respective degrees listed in the program, subject to verification by the registrar. In addition, some of the graduates will have received their degrees with honors, the highest academic recognition awarded by the university. Honor awards come in 3 categories: summa cum laude, magna cum laude, and cum laude. The criteria for these honors are listed in your program, and today's graduates are wearing gold honor stoles to signify this distinct academic achievement.
With the recommendation of the faculty and provost, and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Governors of the State of West Virginia, Glenville State University confers upon you the degree for which you have been recommended, which entitles to you all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. You may now be seated. We gotta get them up there, right?
Dr. Jason Barr, I ask you to please approach the reader's podium in preparation for announcing our graduates' names.
Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the College of Graduate Studies. Lindsay Beth Browning. Stacy L. Butler. Jeffrey B. Miller. Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the Department of Business. Blake W. Baxter. Elizabeth D. Bicker, magna cum laude. Maximilian Alexander Boyd. Trey Joseph Cloutier. William Paul Koger Jr. Wesley Isaac Davis. Jared Lee Evans. Brandon Gordon Fisher. Marcel Osias Guy. Christian David Hanna. Haya Danae Haywood. Kylie Danielle James cum laude. Reagan Parker Lynch. Luis M. Liriano. Abigail Catherine McDermott, magna cum laude. Michael J. McGarry IV. Samuel Dwayne McNeil, summa cum laude. Timothy Gunnar Murphy, summa cum laude. Taylor Say Odeker, summa cum. Autumn Liberty Brooke Stone. Rebecca Lynn Sugalski. Christopher E. Thompson. Faith Marie Byerly, summa cum laude. Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the Department of Criminal Justice. Ryan A. Bell. Madison Brianne Page Armentout. Michaela Beth Brown. Brendan Hayward Davis, cum laude. Brandon James Gray, cum laude. Emily Cecilia Hoyt, cum laude. Julian M. Manaya Suarez. Emily Ann Rock. Tori Renee Williams. Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the Department of Education. Emily Faith Ball, cum laude. Emily Susan Lewis. Chloe Garn Frame. Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the Department of Fine Arts. C. Collins. Megan Joanna Who's Drink. Daniel Allen Hinger. Money. Cassie Nicole Heyer, cum laude. Morgan N. Thomas, cum laude. Renee Varnell. Jacob Scott Watkins, Ade. Jasmine Marie White. Kristen A. Wright. Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the College of Health Sciences. Mackenzie Marie Baith, cum laude. Michael A. Clay, summa cum laude. Jillian R. Cooper. Victoria B. Cutright, summa cum laude. Sadie Catherine Edens, magna cum laude. Nicholas I. Erlewine. Madison N. Hahn. Kimberly A. Halsey. Terrell Javon Heath, Jr. Aaron Matthew Hughes. Lauren Elizabeth Kisner, magna cum laude. Brianna Isabel Morgan. Destiny Ray Rader. Vincent M. Turner. Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the Department of Land Resources. Samantha Jo M. Dawson, magna cum laude. Corey S. Foster. Patrick Donovan Goulet. Jack Lewis Hadley. Emily Ruth Henline, cum laude. Adam Ryan Hupp. John G. Colodis. Christian Michael Crinnock. Elijah Thomas McIntyre. Michaela Ori Paisley. Gabrielle Michael Soto. Luke James Turner. Hannah Elizabeth Tertzer, cum laude. Tanner R. Vickers. Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the Department of Language and Literature. Megan Leanne Evans. Sarah Danielle Cranger, magna cum laude. Jordan Paige Henthorn, summa cum laude. Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the Department of Science and Mathematics. Jenna Lynn Milliron. Brandon C. Bowie, cum laude. Samuel A. Dudgeon, summa cum laude. Holly Danielle Brem, magna cum laude. Sophia Hernandez, summa cum laude. Matthew Ray Luker. Student marshals, please bring forward the candidates from the Department of Social Science. McKinley W. Burchett. Caitlin Grace Cassay, cum laude. Christopher Hunter White. Andrew Jean Belt. Warren D. Hunter. Abigail G. Ash. Aaron Shea Finney. Halen Holden, magna cum laude. Emma J. Hill. Haley Dawn Lowe, cum laude. Terry E. Noel. Kathleen Morgan Norman. Andrew M. O.D. Student marshals, please bring forward the Regents Bachelor of Arts candidates. Trevor J. Chandler. James Franklin Jr. Dalton R. Holston. Mason Alexander Lohr. Kathleen Michelle Rose, cum laude. J. Lynn Scott. Alex Michael Schiffler. Leslie Dawn Turner. Student marshals, please bring forward the general studies candidates. Deshaun Anthony Williams Daniels. Danny J. Helmick II.
Before we finalize today's festivities, let us pause to reflect on what you've accomplished in your life and what this day means to you. So without further ado, graduates, will you please stand? Please move your tassels from right to left, signifying the completion of your degree. Each of you should take great pride in your success. You should leave this occasion proudly and ready to take your place in this world I always say go out and conquer the world because it's waiting for you. At Glenville State University, you have committed your time, your energies, and your passions in the successful pursuit of the knowledge and skills to be productive citizens. Your family and friends and the faculty and staff of Glenville State University salute you. Now, to make this official, by the power vested in me, by the Glenville State University Board of Governors, I now pronounce you a graduates of Glenville State University. Let's give them a big hand. The Glenville State University Choir convey their sentiments in a song with My Home Among the Hills.
Thank you, choir, for that fine music. I ask that everyone join the graduates and stand as the Glenville State University choirs, under the direction of Sarah Nail, lead us in the singing of the alma mater, which can be found in your program. You may be seated. Guests are asked to remain seated through the recessional. Graduates, upon exiting, please follow the student marshals around the upper concourse to meet faculty members for greetings and congratulations before rejoining your family and friends. I now declare the spring 2024 commencement closed.